hookups, dating, marriage. Vietnamese women versus Thai women. Are they different? Oh boy, it's night and day. Hên Sui, a Vietnamese saying, means lucky, unlucky. Let me help you get lucky. Lucky meaning hookups, dating, or marriage. Follow me, I'll help you. I'm a man's man. I'm not a simp. Physically, I can tell some women if they're Thai or some women if they're Vietnamese when you just meet them. But many of them you can't tell the difference. Both have many beautiful women. So they're very thin. Vietnamese actually has the thinnest women in the world. But Thailand, very, very close. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing, hookups. If you're there and you want to hook up, okay, you're going to do a lot less work in Thailand. By work, I mean dating apps. If you don't do dating apps and you go to Vietnam, you got almost no shot, brother. Or you better be really, really good with the tongue, aka words. Okay? If you're tall, good looking, have a six-pack, and a wallet full of money, Vietnamese girls don't care if they think you're a playboy. You got no shot. In Thailand, it can work. 60% of married Thai women have affairs. 70% of married Thai men have affairs. Some of the highest in the world. Yet, they have one of the lowest divorce rates in the world. They have a culture similar maybe to the French, right? French people don't believe it's cheating if you don't get caught. The key is to not get caught and hurt the other person's feelings. If you don't get caught, it's not considered bad. Different, obviously, than most Western cultures. But that's why it trickles down to the single Thai women also. Hooking up is not considered that big of a deal. And it can happen on the first date or meet somebody at the beach during the day, go out that night and hook up. And I'm not talking about bar girls or working girls in Thailand. There's a misconception because if you watch on social media, people are always filming at Soy, right? At the walking streets where all the working girls are. But that's not normal Thailand. You go around and live in some of the regular neighborhoods in Thailand, you don't see those girls. Or, maybe some of them are. You see them just in regular clothes. But most girls don't do that. They're working at restaurants or working at a hotel or they work in an office. There's a lot of office jobs. There's a lot of companies. Thailand is a fairly wealthy city. If you go to Bangkok, you'll see just unbelievably beautiful malls and places to go. That's supported not just by tourists, but a lot by Thai people, Thai locals too. There's a lot of successful people there, men and women, and other ways of supporting the huge travel industry in Bangkok or in Thailand. So if you decide you are going to come to Vietnam, this is where you want to spend your time, and you just want to hook up, you've got to get on dating sites, okay? But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a lot of work, number one. Number two, you're going to break a lot of girls' hearts. Is that something you really want to do? I'm going to say, in my experience, most of the foreign men that like that, the no strings attached deals, are very, very honest. And I know that from the girls that they go out on dates with. They're my friends or my students. And they tell me, well, he said he wants to split the dinner bill because he's not interested in a real dating relationship. He just wants to know if I'm interested in a no strings attached. So the men here that I see are actually quite honest about it. They don't lie. And I can tell you that just doesn't fly here in Vietnam. Of course, there's going to be a few small percentage of women. That's what they want. They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want to be married. They just want to have some fun and release some stress. That is a small minority in Vietnam. Okay, so dating. Here the playing field switches to the side of the Vietnamese. I'm not saying that you can't date a Thai girl and have a good relationship. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying if you're looking for dating to see if it can possibly lead to marriage in a year or two, I'm going to favor the Vietnamese women because they're more serious about getting married. It's very important in their culture to get married before they're 26, 27, 28 years old. The average is actually 26 years old for Vietnamese women in Vietnam to get married. Most of them, a majority of them, are going to marry Vietnamese guys. Okay, you hear some people on social media say that, oh, they're looking for foreigners. A small percentage is, and you can find those because they make themselves available on the dating apps for foreigners, and you can go to English clubs if you're in person. I know many Americans and foreigners that go to the English clubs to try and meet girls there, and I know some that have gotten married. So you have that option. I recommend highly dating for at least a year or two before you get married, because it takes time to see if somebody's lying to you and is trying to scam you. You're going to get feelings. Maybe before, of course, you may see it soon. You may see it in the beginning so that you can just break up. You're going to get an idea when you get in the playing field and start playing, right? When you're out there on the dating apps, you're going to find out. When I did it, I was coming to Vietnam for the first time. I was talking with maybe multiple women, maybe 10, 12, but I narrowed it down to, I can't remember exactly, but maybe 5 or 6. And I knew by the time I was about to go to Vietnam, I had to eliminate almost every one of them. So I ended up, a couple of them just forced their way to meet me. And one in particular, she came over. I thought we were just going to go get something to eat. I knew I didn't trust her. And she came over to where I was staying at the hotel, and I said, all right, let's go get something to eat. And she said no, and she took me upstairs, and I went to the restroom, and I could hear all the drawers opening in the hotel room. She was looking for my wallet. So you have to be very careful. Luckily, I don't know if I had $2,000 or $4,000 in there. Maybe, I don't remember, but to a Vietnamese person, $2,000 is like, maybe 4 or 5 months worth of work. At that time, maybe 6 months worth of work they could get in one snatch. So it's a big, big temptation for poor people, right? Poor people commit crime. Can we say that? I mean, it's pretty obvious. In America, for some reason, they can't make the connection. But poor people are the ones that commit crime. But anyway, so you have to be very, very careful. Luckily, my friend told me to hide my wallet, and I never called her again. And in her brazen ways, she tried to make me feel guilty, even though I knew she wasn't very good at what she was doing. She was slamming the drawers on the cabinets and the armoire. But anyway, so you have to be very, very careful. So you're going to get an idea. I had an idea about that girl. There was another girl, a couple I just wasn't attracted to, one of which we became friends, and she ended up marrying an American that came back and just met her the first time here, married her right away here in Vietnam, and then went back and waited a few years for her and her kids to come stay with the guy in Minnesota. I mean, to me, that's absolutely crazy to marry somebody you barely know. They all have personalities, they're not just meek. If you have that idea that Asian women are just going to listen to everything you say, there are definitely Asian girls like that, specifically, that will be like that. They almost never marry a foreigner. The girls that are attracted to foreigners like more the independent style, right? They don't want to be enslaved to the husband's family. I mean, that's an extreme word, enslaved, but in some cases, that's what it is. When Vietnamese people get married in a traditional way, which still happens all the time, the groom and his wife move in with the groom's family, the mother and father of the groom. And she's the one that has to help cook because the the groom's mother is older now and has to help take care of the house while he goes out and makes the money. That's still very common in Vietnam. Now, when you get to the big cities, it's not as common. But so the women looking for foreigners, but I will say this, they still are more feminine. They have times when they're so feminine. And I'm going to say for sure, if you like a more tough, stronger woman, Thai women are going to fit the bill. They're more self-sufficient. They don't need the attention that Vietnamese women need, and they're both jealous. But again, Vietnamese women are more jealous. But if you want somebody that's for sure going to be loyal, Vietnamese is the only choice you should stick with. That is going to be your best bet. I know are extremely happy with their Thai wives, and some are extremely happy with their Vietnamese wives, and some are extremely not happy. I've seen everywhere. So what you need to do is just make the best choice you can by taking your time, thinking clearly about it. I think it's okay to have a long distance relationship part of the time, but you also need to spend some time here. If you have any questions about living in Southeast Asia, I've also lived in Colombia, Peru, Mexico. Any questions, if I can help you, put them in the chat and I'll try and help you. Okay? I wish you guys great luck and happiness, and I'm here to help the brothers. Okay? Take care.